Stretch clinic that helps you move the body to still the mind. My name is Banu Suresh. I'm your host for today, and hopefully for a very long time. I'm your host on this show. I'd like to acknowledge a wonderful, wonderful team that we have today as crew. We're very fortunate to have 9 people crewing for us today, which is a rare moment for us. We have Daisy Blue, Freddie Mufuko, Spike Chamber, Candace Delavante, Narkis Alfi, Adjoa Mantabea, Sharon Mickey, Marlene Villafane, and Benjamin Moore. Thank you so much to all of you for the great teamwork. I love your energy. I love that you actually are here with us today to share in what we have to show you and to, help you out with. We have, first, before, I'm going to save my special guest to the last. We have a very familiar face, someone who has been in hiding after stretching with us in several episodes before, and then she decided she loved the stretching so much she was going to direct the show. I think it just gave Josiane Hurd a chance to boss me around, and I love that. Thank you. Josiane Hurd. Josiane, I know you have many dimensions to you. You box, you do martial arts?
I did.
You did? Okay, not anymore. Thankfully, I can stay close to you so much. You want to go back?
Yes.
What for? Are you going to practice on me?
No, I love it. It's a stress relief.
That's true. That's true.
Very big stress
Yes,
relief.
that's true, because now that you're not practicing with us on the mat, you're directing our show, you don't get much of a chance to stretch, right?
Except at home.
What else do you do? I know our viewers haven't seen you in a while, so.
I do sailing and I play bridge.
Sailing, bridge for money?
And I play golf.
And you play golf as well?
Yes.
I think Devyn may have some surprising moves for you. So if you play golf, maybe you have some hip movements. Maybe
Yes.
Devyn has some hip movements that she's going to share with us. Before we move on, I'm going to save again our guest for a few more seconds. I have a little bit of housekeeping, and then we're going to hand it totally over to Devyn Rush. I'd like to acknowledge also the team that put the studio together under Rich's guidance and Drew Taylor's assistance. I think Drew is also one of the instructors here. This class has brought this episode together, and we've made this happen today. Opening 3 ohms from a track called Sapta Tandavam and Body Music by Cesar de Para. Yogaxpress is Monday through Friday at 1:30 in the afternoon Eastern Standard Time on Time Warner 57, RCN 84, and FiOS 35. As I promised, a celebrity with a cause. I'm delighted to introduce Devyn Rush of American Idol fame. Devyn, your claim to American Idol fame, you were known as the singing waitress.
Yes.
How was your experience? Tell us a little bit about your experience in American Idol.
Experience.
You have a little fan club right here in the studios today. You know that.
Very exciting. Well, thank you. It was incredible. One of the most amazing experiences I've ever had, and so many positive things have come out of it. I'm thankful to be here, and I'm just having a great time.
Was it really tough getting on that show? I know it's tough actually getting out there even to be in the finals.
It's a lot. I mean, it's a lot of work, and it's a lot of there are a lot of rounds and
Sweat and tears.
Yeah, but it's so much fun, and it's when you're going for this goal, and it's very motivating the whole time.
You're also a yoga teacher, so I'm sure you've been able to zen out all ancillary thoughts, any negative thoughts when you're on something so stressful.
It's been really helpful to practice yoga, and now just as things get crazier and busier, it's always nice to have my mat.
That's right.
Yeah.
This is like our little security blanket, right? So it's like we're going to carry this with us.
Yeah.
Devyn, I know you also have a nonprofit. You have a website, devynrush.com.
I do.
Devyn's details will be up in the lower corner, left corner of your screen in just a moment. Devyn has a website, Devyn Rush, DEVYNRUSH.com. And please let us know if we've got all the spelling correct, the phone number. Reach out to Devyn. You're more than welcome to either email her or write to her, or you can write to the show and ask questions because I'm sure Devyn will be back. I'd like you to tell us a little more about your mission. You had this nonprofit you were talking about.
Yeah, and actually the nonprofit isn't mine.
Okay.
I am a national spokesperson for a bully prevention organization called Hey Ugly. Ugly stands for Unique, Gifted, Lovable You.
Oh, I love
And
that.
I do too. The founder is Betty Hefner, and
Right.
she's based in Chicago. And Betty has we met through a mutual friend that reached out to me after American Idol.
Right.
So American Idol has really brought a lot of wonderful
It has put
things.
you out there, yeah.
Yeah. Betty is an unbelievable person with a really incredible mission, and we share that together. So
Right.
I am a national spokesperson for the organization, and I go to schools all throughout the country, and I talk to the kids about emotional awareness and self-love.
Right.
And as a singer-songwriter, I combine songwriting and some yoga techniques
Right.
for the kids to build the emotional awareness and
Wonderful.
self-love.
What age group are you talking about?
It's elementary through high school.
Okay.
A huge focus, especially with, the whole bullying situation, it really starts, I would say it really kind of starts around the age of 9 when kids are sort of going through a mental puberty. But it's so
This
prominent
need
in
to
middle
be
schools.
one up on someone else.
Oh yeah, it's that, and I think that the competition, that competitiveness comes from just having this newfound awareness that you don't really know what to do with it, and if you don't know what to do with it, then it kind of expresses itself in an unhealthy way.
Now, on your website, do you talk about this?
I do on my website.
How can people reach out to you through the website? Is there a link?
There is a link, and
Wonderful.
you can email me at devynrush@gmail.com. That's the email address that's on my website. devynyoga@gmail.com is and
You have another website, Devyn Yoga? We didn't put that up.
Oh no,
because I didn't-
devynrush.com is the
Okay,
website.
okay,
but you
good.
can devynrush at gmail.com is the best way to reach me, and there is a link for it on my website.
And can
So-
people do anything other than know a little more? Can they contribute through effort or
yeah.
money? It's a nonprofit, right?
It is a nonprofit.
I'm sure there are lots of people who want to do good out there.
Absolutely. The organization needs funding more than ever so that we can get into schools and so that, we can really spread the word. The program is wonderful. There's also a sustainability packet that the schools receive after I go into the schools. I would love to be able to stay in touch with everybody, and I
Right.
do, and the kids reach out to me on Twitter and everything,
Oh,
but
that's
it's not enough. So,
You want the word to spread.
yeah, so we spread the word. We give the schools a sustainability packet so that they can, keep the kids going with it after
Right.
I leave. And yeah, the organization definitely needs donations and help promotion. So
I think that's a wonderful goal that you have. So we really hope those who are watching out there, please reach out to Devyn, go to her website, and just make sure that you do your bit for the good that she's trying to do out there as well.
Thank you.
Devyn, what do you have planned? I know you're also a yoga teacher, and I watched you stretch before we started taping today. I want you to understand that we are reaching out to people who are very new to yoga. So are you going to make us do some really tough postures?
yoga is a very scary thing. And of course not. No, we're going to have a lot of fun. I want our viewers to watch and walk away knowing that this is a fun thing to do. Yoga has really...
We are all at different
it's
levels.
wonderful.
So
And
don't
it's-
expect me to do what Josiane does.
And for me, something that I just always say and something that has been said to me is that there's no better or worse or good or
We
bad.
just do
with
the
yoga.
best we. Actually, you're right, because a friend of mine said something beautiful. I just want to bring that up because I want our viewers to understand this too. She said it's okay to be average, but it's not okay to be mediocre, meaning that compared to the others, it's okay if you're just somewhere in the middle. But if you're not doing the best for yourself on any given day,
Right.
then that is not good. That's not okay.
Right. And, it's funny because the definition of what the best is for yourself, is sometimes laying off yourself. Sometimes there's a
Right.
challenge in that. And it's
That's
sometimes
right.
you
Just
have to
being kind to your body.
Just be kind to yourself.
Okay.
And, sometimes it's not always about pushing
Right.
pushing so hard past your limit. So, yeah.
I'd like to introduce you to our new mascot.
Oh, I love
Josiane has a name for it, Oscar.
Hello,
I should have said
Oscar.
a name for him, Oscar. So Oscar's going to look over us, going to protect us while you
feel
take
that.
us through the stretches.
I feel like Oscar's really watching me.
Oscar's going to make sure you don't make me take my legs all the way somewhere in Hanumanasana. We're ready for you.
Let's
Okay.
do this.
All right.
Let's do it, Oscar. Okay, so are we ready?
Yes.
To begin? Okay, so come
We're all
to
yours.
a comfortable seated position on your
Okay.
mat. And whatever that is for you, it could be here, it could be do full lotus, you could sit with your hips back on your heels, whatever feels good for you.
I actually like to sit like that on my heels, but that's okay. I'm going to sit this way.
Whatever works, and you can switch too. Don't feel like
Right,
you have to.
right.
You know, we find different comfort zones moment to moment. So
True.
And just place your hands on your knees. You can have your palms face down or face up, whichever is best for you. If you'd like, you can close your eyes. And right away, just start to drop your tailbone into the mat. Feel yourself on the mat, just being supported. And start to focus on your breath. And notice if your breath changed at all when I said to notice your breath. Did you change anything? And now you can start to elongate your breath. So just lengthen that inhale all the way to the top, to the crown of your head. Fill your body. And then exhale. Let it go. Something that I think is really interesting about the breath is that when you're inhaling, you're taking in this oxygen, right? And you're bringing in all of the nutrients that your body needs. And when you exhale, your body automatically knows what it doesn't need and it lets go. It detoxifies you. So something I like to do is to think of that in my mind too, that when I breathe in, I get to take in all of the things that my mind needs that are good for my mind. And when I exhale, I can let go of the things that don't serve me, the negative thoughts, the judgments. So maybe give that a try. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, just melt your shoulders down, your back. Nice. And place your left hand down next to you underneath your knee. And reach your right fingertips high. You can wiggle your fingers, really stretch it long. Keep your shoulders relaxed.
Josiane, what's that expression? Someone's pulling my hand from
Yes.
above.
Oh, I
Josiane
like that.
loves to say that.
Oh, that's nice. So you can reach for somebody pulling your hand from above, assisting you, and then lean over. And it's kind of like here, it's like, this is fun. We all look so cool. You can bring your right fingertips kind of as an extension of your hip. And that's kind of like you're just going in two opposite directions here.
Devyn, is it
Reaching the
okay
hip
if my
down.
left elbow bends?
It's okay if you're
It's
left.
okay.
You want to ultimately have your arms straight, but it's neither here nor there. You can just stretch as long as you're getting a good stretch in your side body. Do you guys feel that?
Oh, yeah.
It feels
Yeah.
good.
It feels wonderful, actually.
Good.
I love stretches a lot.
Me too. And then bring it back up. And something that you want to kind of notice in your body is if you're going into a back bend here, because you just want it to be a side stretch. Yeah, so place your right hand down. Let's do the other side. This could be totally different, this side. So like someone's pulling your hand from above, giving you a helping hand, and then reach over. And as you reach over this time, try spinning your bottom ribs up, your right ribs up toward the sky. And really just open your heart that way. Ground down through your left hip. Yeah. So you're really giving yourself a good side stretch.
You're right. I did notice myself turning back on the other side,
Yeah,
but since you
yeah.
pointed it out, I'm trying to be a little more
Good.
conscious now.
It's a tendency. You could even bring your right hand, rather than behind you, you could bring it next to you, and that might assist you to go in the direction you want to go. And then just slowly inhale to come up. Okay, so this is a fun one. Ready? Okay, bring your arms out in front of you.
What? More fun?
Woohoo! Okay, now identify your right hand from your left hand.
Whoa, I just
You have
forgot. Which one? Is it this one?
Okay, I think it's this one. Okay, so you know which one's your right? Swing your right hand.
I should hope so.
I hope so. Underneath your left. And just go along. Now there are a few options here. You can take a few modifications. You could bring your hands to prayer and your thumb around your nose. You could interlace your fingers. And if this is tough for you today, don't be hard on yourself. Just give yourself a hug. And you get a good stretch that way. So I'll stay here. And anybody who has tight shoulders out there, I totally am with you because I dislocated my shoulder a couple months ago. So I'll be doing some shoulder modifications today, and you can totally join in with me. And just breathe, bring it back out. Notice your left from your right. And swing that left one underneath this time.
One side feels better than the other, doesn't it?
Which side's better for you?
This is my bad side.
This one too, because you're
Feels tough.
stretching
Because
your
we're
right
right-handed, is that
Maybe
the
it's
reason?
why. For me, it's because my shoulder was out of its socket, but
This one feels like I'm pinching myself on the tricep area.
so if it's feeling a pinch that you don't
Oh, no, a
necessarily,
little
are you
bit of
okay?
pain is okay.
You're okay?
A little bit. If I
Okay.
hear a rip and a tear, I'll let you know.
If you feel anything that's uncomfortable, that might be a sign to pull away. So just give yourself a hug and just bring it back out. And the last little stretch before we really begin with the fun is just interlace your fingers behind your back and give yourself a little pull. And just kind of think of your shoulder blades squeezing toward one another. And as you do this, engage your core. Keep breathing.
Now, remind me again which is my core.
Oh, yeah, you want to just keep this engaged. So a great way to think of it, a couple ways. You can bring your belly button in and up, or you could just slightly drop your tailbone. We're going to be saying that a lot as we're doing the standing poses, to just drop the tailbone. And then inhale, come back up. Give yourself a little shake. Woohoo! Okay, and now we're ready to begin. So come onto your mat, stand up. How are we feeling?
Oh,
Good. Good in the upper
my
body.
upper body feels great. Now I
Yeah.
gotta start moving the lower
Now
body.
we're gonna get it going. So we're gonna do a couple sun salutations here. So just stand on your mat. Always feel free to close your eyes. I'll say that and remind you periodically. It might feel a little strange, especially if you're new to the practice, but just, do what's best for you. So bring your feet to touch, or if you know that you have tight hamstrings, that's the group of muscles right in the back of your thigh that makes it maybe a little difficult to touch your toes. You can just bring your feet out about 6 inches apart, bringing your feet about hips width distance. You can measure that with 2 fists between your feet. And just stand on your mat. Drop your tailbone, bring your belly button in and up. Widen your collarbones and just let your shoulders kind of melt down your back. If you don't feel a difference in your shoulders, you can feel free to take a deep breath in and just bring your shoulders all the way up. And exhale, drop them down. Relax. Okay. Take a deep breath in, bring your arms around and above your head. I'll stagger so that And then as you exhale, swan dive forward through a flat back. And then bring your hands onto your shins. Woo.
We have a visitor. That guy's been here since last week.
What is
Yeah.
that? Okay.
I don't know. It's a little insect. Josiane, you want to give him a name?
Roger.
Roger. Okay, Oscar
Okay.
and Roger to keep us company.
Take a deep breath here. Lengthen long through your heart, long through your tailbone. And then say goodbye, Roger. And just let yourself go.
Your breath
when we
sounds
let
great.
ourselves go right
Yeah.
here, is it okay to bend the knees a little?
Absolutely. You want to just really relax into this as much as possible, especially since it's the beginning of the practice. Just really, you can bend your knees and feel your stomach on your thighs. That's always nice. Really open up the back of the heart and the low back. Thanks for asking that, Banu. And then take another inhale. Straighten your legs if it's possible. Bring your hands onto your shins. And now, a tendency here is to round the spine. We want to just drop the shoulders away and keep the back as flat as possible by bringing the shoulder blades to touch. And then exhale, let it go. Bend your knees if you'd like. Sweep your arms around and above your head. And then exhale, bring your palms to heart center and down by your sides and stand in Tadasana, mountain pose. Yeah, good. Let's do another one. Isn't this fun?
It is.
I mean,
It
this
feels
is like
good. It feels like
good.
the whole
We're
body
gonna
is
get into
getting a
like
wonderful
some.
workout.
Yeah, I feel the same. But we're gonna get the lower body moving now. So, stand on your mat and take a breath in. Bring your arms around and above your head, and then exhale, swan dive forward. Take an inhale, come back to where we had our hands on our shins. The same thing. This time, bend your knees, place your hands on the mat. Now find lots of length and space between your fingers so that they're really what your foundation is, really supports you. Step your right foot back, step your left foot back, and here we are in plank position.
I know what you're going to say next.
Woo-hoo! Well, we're gonna do a little modification because I'm finding that I really like this a lot. So we're gonna do this. Reaching your heart forward, your heels back. Take a deep breath in and press away. And exhale, lower your knees. Chest. Keep your elbows grazing your ribs. Tops of the feet flat on the floor, and then lower your chin. And an analogy that I heard the other day I really liked is it's kind of like you're scooping a marble forward with your nose. And inhale, bring your shoulders
I feel
back.
like a seal. Marble with my nose? Wow.
Right?
You know the seals that have a big plastic ball
Oh yeah,
on the
it's
tip
true.
of their
Okay,
snout?
so just
or
pretend
nose.
you're like that. And then ready? Here we go. Take a
Yeah.
deep breath in. Exhale, press away. Really, really strong arms. Curl the toes, lift the hips. Find your downward dog. Now in your downward dog, if you feel like your hamstrings are tight, that back of your thighs, feel free to bring your legs, your feet a little wider apart. You could even bring them as wide as the mat if you'd like. Pedal out your feet and just start to bend your knees. Yeah. Now, here's the fun part of this one. Lift your right leg, step your right foot between your hands, and spin the back heel down. Now you want, before we come up, you want your back foot to be about 45 degrees, your toes facing the top left corner of the mat. Inhale,
All right,
sweep
get
your
the ruler,
arms up.
Josiane.
And then exhale. What is that? I remember geometry, they had the, what's that thing called? It's been a while.
Oh, the triangular piece, right?
That thing that like tells you the degree. Well, I guess we need one of those.
It's been ages since I've been in geometry class.
I've been a warrior
But
too.
triangle thing works for me.
Yeah, talking math, talking yoga. This is nice. Now, in Warrior 2, you want your front heel in line with your back arch.
It's 4 minutes.
Great. Reaching forward. And exhale, cartwheel it down, frame the front foot, step it back, and you can either do that knees, chest, chin, or if you prefer, you can go down halfway to chaturanga.
I'm happy with the knees, thank you.
And lift up to upward facing dog, or you can stick with your baby cobra.
This I can handle.
That's nice.
But the knees,
Nice little
chest, and
cobra.
chin, always helpful.
I think that's very helpful. And then come back to downward dog. Inhale, lift the left leg this time, carry it through. Your foot between your hands. Spin the back heel down and find your warrior 1. Open to warrior 2. Drop that tailbone underneath you. It's kind of like you want to wrap that left hip underneath your thigh. And then exhale, cartwheel it down, step it back, and move through that flow. Okay, let's do knees, Tops of the feet flat on the floor.
Thank you, Devyn.
You got it. It feels so good. Just chin. Inhale, scoop up. And press it back to downward dog. Now take a breath, look between your hands, and just give yourself some baby steps forward. Feel free to keep your knees bent. Inhale, your hands on your shins. And exhale, let it go. By now, maybe your hamstrings are feeling a little looser. Inhale, bring your arms around and above your head. And come to
That
stand.
feels good.
How do you feel?
Wonderful, wonderful.
Good?
I was calling you names when we went plank, but you know what? It's sometimes worth it. It felt great.
You were calling me names. Oh my gosh, it
In
does.
my mind.
And in the end, it feels good, right?
It does. It feels wonderful.
It's a good warm-up.
Yeah, it is. It's wonderful. Did we do both sides already?
We did. Do we have time for one
we
more
have about,
pose?
We'll do
don't
that.
think
One
so.
more
We have
posture.
only 2 minutes
Wait, we
left.
have about 2 minutes. That's fine. Go ahead.
I have
And we can start
another pose.
Yeah.
Just one more.
Let's go.
If that's okay.
That's fine. Let's go ahead.
Let's do chair pose.
Okay.
I
She
have a
was bent on
routine.
punishing us. Okay, yes,
Well,
ma'am.
because, okay, I have a routine with my classes that we do this.
let's go
And
for
if
the
any of my
chair. Only 2
students are
minutes,
watching,
1 minute and a half.
then,
That's
okay.
okay.
So bring your feet about 6 inches apart. And we're gonna just sit down right away in our chair, hips down, arms up. Bring your arms by your ears. Drop the tailbone. And when we hold this, we reach high, sit low, and we go, this feels awesome. Ready? Take a deep breath. This feels awesome.
If you
And then
make
we
me
let
hold
it
it any
go.
longer,
And then let it go.
Actually, it does feel. As a matter of fact, I feel this is not uncomfortable to me.
Oh, well, that's good.
No,
It
it's
doesn't have
not.
to be. Just sit your hips back and
I
just
practice
go.
that at home all the time.
I'd like to acknowledge our wonderful team out in the control room and on cameras. We have, I'm going to go the other way this time, Benjamin Moore, Marlene Villafane, Sharon Mickey, Adja Mantabia, Narkis Alfi, Candice Delavante, Spike Chamber, Freddie Mufuko, and Daisy Blue. Thank you so much for the great teamwork. Under Rich's guidance and Drew Taylor's instructorship, I really appreciate we were able to make this episode happen. Devyn, you were amazing. Let's sit down.
Thank you, guys.
The
This
credits
is
have
fun.
rolled, so I just want to close with actually, I want to give you the closing 30 seconds. Any words of advice in some of the postures that we were doing? Is there anything that we can do better?
I think, like I said, I think it's just the only advice I have really is to recognize that there is no such thing as better or worse in this, and don't even compete with yourself. I mean, just notice things and just kind of observe and know that it's different
That's a
day to
good point
day.
because some days, exactly, some
Yeah.
days you just feel stronger, you're able to
Yeah.
get deeper into the postures. Other days
Do
it's
you know,
tougher.
talking about a chair, there's another a variation of the chair that you can do at home. Is to be against the wall and you go down as far as your knees goes like a chair.
Right.
But your feet are not against the wall. They are for like